up, guys? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, maybe even good night. You might be tucking yourself in at this hour, but wherever you are in the world, I am T. Shroom, in for the Investing Bros, going to be bringing you the hot headlines that may be affecting your portfolio this morning, October 25th. And we're going to be getting into it. Before we get too far, we have not been calling to like very much. So go ahead and hit the like button for me if you could. We would really, really appreciate that. It goes a long way and it helps out the channel. It helps tell the algorithm on YouTube and on Twitter, hey, this is some good content. So if you can agree that this is good content and that you enjoy it and you get some value out of it, then please hit the like button, even if it's just so you tune in to see these awesome NFTs in my NFT gallery. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts really quickly before we get into the old news here. But let me show you guys something a little bit wild here. This is actually Microsoft's chart, and I'm pulling this up because they had their earnings yesterday, and they did well. And we're pre-market here. At 9:30 is when the markets open. But as you can see here, Microsoft getting a lot of love, up almost 5% in pre-market. That is not going to put it back to all-time highs, but that's going to put the momentum back in the favor of Microsoft. Absolutely. I've got Ethereum pulled up down here too. You can kind of see that. Hasn't ticked up above its midline on the Bollinger Band on the monthly there quite yet, but it should at some point do just that, and we would have a lot of bullish momentum to the upside there for Ethereum, picking up some steam indeed. So let's go ahead and jump right on into the stories. Just wanted to bring you that Microsoft chart there just to show you some optimism here in the risk markets. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first story this morning. And remember to like and to subscribe. I'm seeing a lot of smash the likes in the chat. Army said smashed. Army Piper said, hey there, bros. What up, T-Shroom? What up, Army Piper? Hope you're having a good morning. Let's see. I bought $10 in BTC, LOL. Wow. That is a very, very strategic allocation. I am sure there, Eric Wallen. And Red Elephant said, GM, everyone. Well, let's go ahead and check out our first story. And it's the most significant story, but it's kind of binary, in my opinion. So Republicans nominate Mike Johnson, for House Speaker in latest attempt to break GOP. This is a little bit of a bummer, guys. It could have been Tom Emmer, and Tom Emmer could have potentially whipped up a caucus to be able to vote Gary Gensler on out. That would have been awesome. It would have been epic, and it absolutely would have been probably one of the most bullish moments of 2023, right up there with the Ripple v. SEC victory. So let's keep moving here, and let's take a look at our next story. This is not as bullish. This is Binance temporarily halts crypto withdrawals due to a technical issue. And you can see Pepe sweating there. It's not good. The good thing is that it's back up. As we can see here, Binance resumes crypto withdrawals after technical issue. Once cited, the details here. The CEO of the exchange, maybe you've heard of him, Shengpeng Zhao, CZ, also reassured users about the safety of their funds, emphasizing that they are secure. He pointed out that the technical problem primarily involved middleware service, which was affecting the withdrawal process. So it's unfortunate. This is one of those where it's like, can you believe them? I'm kind of leaning towards believing them. You know, things go wrong, guys, especially in sudden spikes of volume. You know, I think what's probably gone on here is that this middleware was stress tested and it failed, right? It was under the stress of real actual market, volume, and it failed, and luckily they were able to get it up within probably 5 hours since that tweet went out. So it's not a good look for Binance. But it's also, it's back up, and, they were able to identify the problem and sort it out. So to me, I'm breathing easier, right? Seeing that it's back up, and it could have been a lot worse. But here's the thing, right? Here's kind of the zoom out take on this situation, right? Is that it could be something that makes a lot of people sell. A lot of people may sell or may be inclined not to buy into crypto assets such as Ethereum or Bitcoin or maybe even Binance, right? And so that is classic FUD, right? It's not so much fear, it's more uncertainty and doubt, right? It's more of the later acronyms, the lesser known acronyms. We always cite fear of the FUD, right? So fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's a little bit more uncertain and a little bit more doubtful than it is fearful. I mean, there's not a ton to fear there unless you have money on Binance, which maybe you do, in which case it would be fearful. But it's more uncertain of like, what is going to happen with the crypto giant in the space that is Binance. Is it going to be able to continue to deliver value to the crypto space, or are all the security measures here and the potential crypto withdrawal downtime, is that going to go ahead and cripple not only Binance but the crypto space at large? Now, obviously, it's going to have only a limited effect regardless because it isn't crypto. It's just one crypto exchange, but it is a big one, and it does affect the brand of crypto in this emerging Wild West market that is crypto. So I don't see it having a real lasting effect, especially this specific headline, right? But it does kind of bring back up the question, what about all those lawsuits Binance has against it in the U.S. and around the world? And what about all the countries it's been kicked out of? Could this all be kind of crescendoing into some bigger event for Binance that could be the event that brings the price of Bitcoin back down now to probably 25 or 20, right? That was kind of the estimate here now that's been adjusted, right? In the past, maybe a week ago, we might have said if something bad were to happen to Binance, that the prices might actually come back down much lower than that, 19, right? Or 18 or something like that, 18,000, right? Something like that, right? But now we're in a different world, it seems, where having a $32,000 Bitcoin is actually something that folks would see as bearish. Some folks would see right as bearish. Certainly short-term traders, that would be a pretty bearish move. But just a week ago, if I told you that we were going to be above 32,000, you would have needed to see some proof. You would have probably not believed me. Here we go, guys. Army Piper said Gia delicately activated the button for likes with a determined purpose. So Army Piper getting a little bit creative here in the chat. I like to see it. Ibrahima Jatea said, hello, I want to know how can I get started with Bitcoin marketing? Started with Bitcoin marketing. That's a question that I do not know the answer to. How do you market Bitcoin? What you want to do is every morning you want to log into your YouTube account and you want to click on the Investing Bros, right? Click on the Investing Bros, come in here into the chat and market. Just market. And every day I'll give you a new marketing tip. Today's marketing tip is ask a question about how to market Bitcoin. So there you go. But more seriously, Ibrahima, I do not generally understand your question here. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. So Army Piper said, get an exchange of your choice and start with small buy-in days and Bitcoin marketing. But I don't know. Okay, we're gonna move on here, guys. We're gonna stay focused on the news, and there is some pretty big news here for our next one. But to wrap up this Binance story, guys, I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't seem like it's going to affect anything in a major way. It just seems like a genuinely technical error. And hey, we're in a highly technical world, and it's only going to get more technical. So if that's something that scares you, maybe you want to go back to seashells and little gold coins as your primary means of exchange. Checking out Vodafone. Vodafone here, the Sumitomo team, they team up with Chainlink to explore trade documents network. So this is pretty big news for Chainlink. And we're going to check out the charts here in just a second to see how Chainlink has responded in price. But Vodafone, digital asset broker, DAB, has joined the Chainlink network as a node operator after completing a proof of concept with Japanese trading and investing company Sumitomo. Let me know in the chat if you know anything about this company. I've never heard of it. Sumitomo, for exchanging trade documents across platforms. So it's looking like it's using blockchain the right way, right? For what it was intended for. The proof of concept used Oracle Network Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol, CCIP. We all know and love it. This has been key to many interoperability breakthroughs here in the last year and for several years. It's been a big breakthrough. So Vodafone not having to look too far in the crypto space to try to find solutions to what it needs there for being able to put documents across platforms that are specifically trade and investment. So that's very, very interesting. Let's take a look here at Vodafone, because it's probably not a company that you've heard of if you are from the United States and probably Canada or Mexico either. But if you're in Europe, you almost have definitely heard of Vodafone. It's a British multinational telecom company. Its registered office is in Berkshire, England. That doesn't matter. Who cares? But ultimately here, they're not a small company. $45 billion in revenue, $14 billion in operating income. Total assets $155 billion. So by American standards, they're not a giant tech company, but they're pretty big, right? So what is telecom? Think Verizon, think AT&T. If you are a North American, that is kind of what we're working with here. Vodafone getting on board with Chainlink. And let's go and take a look and see if this has affected the price of Chainlink. My guess is that Chainlink has already had so much bullish move. Oh, wow. No, it's up. I was just about to say, my guess is that Chainlink, in all fairness, wasn't going to be up too much on this news, but it is. It's up, and it is up as looking like it's a result of this press release here of its partnership with Vodafone, guys. Vodafone, it's big. It's a big company over there. Now this has really helped enhance kind of the breakout here quite a bit. So Chainlink is up. Let me just triple check and confirm that this is So this major spike here may be deceiving. This started on October 23rd. So this was just this more recent breakout here in crypto. As you can see, Chainlink kind of hugging the upper band of that Bollinger Band there. But it is continuing to move to the upside. Let's go down to the 4-hour to get a little bit more of a granular. Yeah, so you're continuing to see bullishness. I would say that upon closer examination, we're not seeing quite an explosive reaction to this Vodafone partnership. Let's see when this article dropped. Insiders would have known more sooner about this, and so price would have probably had a pump to the upside, but it looks like it came out today, 16 hours ago. So Derek Andreessen Anderson, I should say, dropping the news there, but Chainlink not showing like it's having a huge reaction to that. So it probably would have started a pop here. So yeah, I mean, you get a nice little pop there on Chainlink as a result of this news. If you're a fundamental trader, you were rewarded for sitting there and having your finger on the wire and the trading buttons of buy for Chainlink. So overall, looking pretty good. Just continuing the upward momentum from this very bullish, breakout in along with the rest of crypto. So yes, in case you're just waking up, by the way, after a long nap, a hibernation, crypto's breaking out. Bitcoin, and look at Solana today, up 11%. Solana doing really, really well. That's really nice to see. Let's see some other crypto names here. Biddy, the reverse ETF of Bitcoin, getting wrecked, not doing well at all. I was getting close to taking a short position when Bitcoin was kind of hovering around 31, because I was like, man, this is just overbought. This head and shoulders is going to play out, and I'm glad I did not take that short position on Bitcoin. And then let's take a look here at Bitcoin real quickly. Tim has put out Tim, my partner here at the Investing Bros, he has put out a video at 9:30 on this channel. Should be one of the first videos you see if you go back to the channel, and you'll get a lot more in-depth TA. But just real quick, you can kind of see that Bitcoin kind of making a move back higher. Found some support here down at 33,628 is where it candle closed down there, and on the 23rd. And since then has just been climbing back up to try to test these highs put in really around 35,175. So that's really, really good. to see more bullishness there in Bitcoin. We shall see what ends up happening. I'm not going to do too much TA, guys, just updating you guys on the price. Really got a distraction from the Vodafone Chainlink news update there. So let's take a look here at corporate earnings, shifting our focus over to TradFi. We are going to go back to the charts and take a look. Alphabet shares drop as cloud misses overshadows better than expected overall results. But all things cancel out here. Microsoft ticks up on faster cloud growth and hopeful revenue forecasts. So, these are seen as the major competitors right now in the AI space. Why? Because Microsoft bought, I believe, 48% stake in ChatGPT, and Google, or Alphabet, owns Google, which is Google, and have been the leaders in AI for a long time. So these are the main competitors in AI. You could also throw in names like NVIDIA and Amazon as well. There's a lot of, and then there's tons of smaller caps like C3.ai, and the list goes on and on. But what I will say is that these companies really kind of cancel themselves out. So we're going to take a look at the NASDAQ. We're going to look at these companies individually. But first, let's take a look at the chat. Army Piper said, I start my day with TA Tim every morning. You got to love it. And what you can also be starting your day with, guys, is Army Piper himself. So Army Piper will be going live at 9:30 today. He follows this live show every morning after you get your news scoop and some price updates. You can go over there for a much deeper dive on the TA. And Piper has been he's been updating on the defense company earnings as well. Got a lot of value out of that. My personal take is, while it's good to know about those stocks, unless you're a legit day trader and you have the bandwidth to try to understand it, my advice is always to stay. If you're in crypto, just stay in crypto. And you can invest and diversify in stocks and things like that, but just be careful trying to trade other narratives that are way outside of crypto. I only say this out of personal experience. I have been burned trying to trade the energy markets while being a crypto guy, right? You think you have some easy opportunities in other trading domains, and the reality is it's just different players. And the more time you spend in the domain that you're actually part of, well, in crypto, it would be my case, the better you're going to do, and the more in tune with the market you're going to be. And what you'll find is that the markets are very, very different, one vertical to the next. So energy, very different from transportation stocks, very different from defense stocks. So, I try to say this at least once a week, is stick to what you know so you can develop that edge to be competitive. Trading is already hard enough. Don't try to straddle multiple industries thinking that you're going to be able to do something there. All right, let's take a look here at the actual stocks for Microsoft and Google. And stay with me, guys, because I know this isn't crypto, but these are the biggest companies really in the world. There's really only one bigger, which is Apple, and I don't care about that this morning. Let's see when Apple has their earnings. I've got the earnings calendars pulled up here, guys. Today, Amazon is announcing their earnings after the bell, after 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Apple, I'm going to actually have to search it here. Let's see. Okay, Apple doesn't report until November 6th. Oh, that's Applied Materials, sorry. Apple, November 2nd. Apple Corporation will be after the bell reporting there, so we'll be watching out for that for sure. Oh, MicroStrategy is on November 1st. That's much more crypto relevant there, right? But today we're rocking out at Amazon. It's going to be our big one for the day. But let's go ahead and take a look at how price and the market is reacting to earnings from yesterday. Microsoft was a beat. Amazon was a miss. Or I don't know officially if it was a miss, but it's disappointed right in price. So let's take a look at it. So Microsoft taking a nice little move up in pre-market. Again, we reported this just a few minutes ago, but up almost 5% up to 4.5% here in the pre-market. Looking really good. Also breaking through some pretty decent resistance to get up to that pre-market level. We'll see if it closes there. Got a whole day of trading ahead of us, so we shall see. Google, let's see, not so much. So trading to the downside quite a bit. Not what you want to see. Down 6.2%. So not the best there movement there for Google, but it mostly cancels out. Now let's take a look at the NASDAQ where we would want to see, kind of what's been going on here. We're not going to be getting a pre-market quote just now, but you can see as I zoom out to the daily charts here for the NASDAQ, you can kind of see that this has been kind of trending downwards, putting in lower highs and also kind of lower lows, but almost like kind of leveling out here, as it looks like we have put in a low down here that has actually, resulted in somewhat of a slowdown in the decline. So that could be bullish. That could be honestly pretty bullish as we already tried to wick that midline of the Bollinger Band on the daily, may try to make a move higher. We also did get some pretty good, I wouldn't say it's extremely strong confirmation like back here, where we got confirmation from the Chart Prime Oscillator Pro with the bottoming signals here, these green histograms, the neon green histograms. We got them again back here, potentially signaling a bottom. Now we did come back and basically put in the same bottom, not even a week later, it looks like, back here in early October, late September. But now, we're back around those same levels. So as far as the NASDAQ goes, guys, I think it's hard to say. It's really at a decision point. If it breaks through, obviously, this resistance that's formed pretty well here, even going back to this wick, it kind of wicked down to kind of generally where these levels are. If it breaks down through there, we could see further downside. And you don't have a ton of support. Let's throw on an indicator or two here. So you do have, I've got the lines drawn there. You do have some support here at 1400. I'm sorry. So there is some support there at 14,320. And then you have some support down here as well at 13,788, right? But it's not tons and tons of support. As you can see, there was a huge move to the upside back on the NASDAQ. So, well, all right. Well, I think that's enough analysis there of TradFi markets. Let's return over to the chat and see what is going on here. Gia S said, tickle that like, please. Let me know if you guys have any questions for me about this news. Brutal AGIX thoughts after bullish Microsoft earnings on AI. Interesting. AGIX thoughts after bullish. Okay, so it's interesting you should ask that because I was actually tuning into a Singularity DAO Spaces yesterday, and they were talking about the Sophiaverse, which AGIX is a big part of. If you don't know, well, there's a lot to say, but it's basically AI. It's AI in crypto. It's one of the leading names in AI in crypto. It's also on the Cardano blockchain, which is cool. I don't know that it's only on Cardano. I think it might be on a couple of different chains. But AGIX, definitely, a leader in AI in crypto. But my thoughts after bullish Microsoft earnings on AI. I don't know if that's going to translate over, right? I think we had a big pop in the crypto AI names when ChatGPT kind of, had its day in late 2022. But I think that now, there's just so much going on that the AI narrative, it's going to need this is a big question right now in investing. Is where's the next AI narrative, right? What's going to make that next big pop? Because ChatGPT was pretty significant. Can AGIX see some upside here from Microsoft earnings? I would not draw that line. I would not say that A plus B equals C in this case. I think it's not that simple, but I could be mistaken. Let's take a look at AGIX actually on the charts and see kind of what its price action is. So it has had a nice little breakout here. Kind of looks like what a lot of cryptos look like right now, which isn't a huge surprise. It was able to overcome this resistance right here back at 2 cents. It's now up at 2.11, right? So 21 cents. So it's looking pretty good. I'm sorry, not 2 cents. Goodness. Looking at this cents here, you get a little confused, but yeah, I mean, it's looking good. It's had a breakout, like I said, like a lot of cryptos. So it's looking pretty good. But I would say this Microsoft AI story is going to be a little bit muted. I don't think you're going to see too much of a crossover of that narrative. Really, the question is like, what is next for AI, right? The thing that really sent AI higher and brought it into the mainstream consciousness, which is key, is that ChatGPT released a product that did not exist before at all, right? It was like the iPhone. It's like the release of the iPhone. It was something revolutionary, right? For a lot of different reasons. You'd need something like that again. And I think with the pace of innovation in AI, I do think that you are going to get that. So it is, but the question remains is like, what is that going to be? What is that going to be? And I think it may have the next major AI wave may actually be somewhat more negative, right? I think the next AI narrative wave that I see is unemployment, right? That's one that I definitely think is going to be in the cards as, AI becomes too good, right? Or maybe not too good, but good enough to drive automated trucks, right, on the interstate and unemploy loads and loads of truck drivers. Or, it could potentially do all your taxes and unemploy CPAs. That's a narrative that is upcoming, and that is going to enrich investors who are positioned appropriately and optimally, but it's not going to be positive, right? So that's a narrative that I know is coming at some point, right? Unless the government just bans AI, right? But there could absolutely be something that I'm not tracking that happens with AI that could be pretty big. So that's going to be our news stories, guys. The FUD with Binance, don't be too worried about it. AGIX chart here is seeing some move to the upside along with the rest of crypto, but I would not ascribe this pop-up to that Microsoft earnings story, A, because the pop happened before these earnings report came out, and B, just because it makes too much sense for it to be coinciding with the larger Bitcoin and crypto move to the upside. Talked about Vodafone and Chainlink. That was a really good, kind of bullish story here for crypto and specifically for Chainlink. But we saw that on the charts, while it has also broken out along with the rest of crypto, it's kind of hard to say it's not bullish. It's a partnership of this magnitude you would think would have much more move to the upside, and it hasn't. So that's, you would think that would maybe put it at least at 12.5 per coin for Chainlink, but it hasn't. Still very bullish, and still plenty of time to make a move to the upside. So it's all good. It's all good. Vodafone and Chainlink, of course, getting that partnership there, very exciting. And then your corporate earnings were lackluster, definitely lackluster. And then one last story, guys, as we're closing up here. BlackRock's iShares Spot Bitcoin ETF relisted on the DTCC, or the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. So it's been relisted. It was listed, and then it was delisted, and now it's been relisted. If you guys are fans of The Office, it kind of reminds me of when Michael's talking about his vasectomies, and he says, snip, snap, snip, snap. So I think kind of like the Binance technical error, right, with the crypto withdrawals this morning. It's like, yeah, you could look at it like it's some kind of conspiracy or manipulation, and there's a possibility that it is, right? There's a possibility that there is some foul play here with limited downside, right? There's limited victims to this, other than people who sell out of fear, right? So don't let yourself be the victim of something that could actually just genuinely be a technical error. In the case of the BlackRock listing and then unlisting and then listing again, look, how many times have you tracked the listing of an ETF on the DTCC? Probably zero. I've never done it, right? These headlines have been forced in my face, and I kind of care about them. But the reality is this is some kind of TradFi process that I know nothing about. Getting your ticker listed on that DTCC, that's not something that keeps me up at night. I barely even know what that is, right? So the fact it's being listed, unlisted, and then listed again is not something I'm making trading decisions on. So we'll see. But we're getting into 9:30, so I'm going to go ahead and call it there. But thank you guys so much. Make sure that on the way out you're hitting the like button. Make sure that you're hitting subscribe if you are getting any kind of value from this channel. And we really appreciate you tuning in. Army Piper is going live right now. You can just search. I think he's probably dropped link in the chat. So you can find that. But it is a good day here in Florida. It is October 25th. It's been a pleasure to bring you guys the news. I will get with you all at 3 p.m. today. We're going to be going live again, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the chat. Yet again, it's been a real pleasure. I'm T. Shroom, and for the Investing Bros, see you at 3.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T. Shroom's news got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.